since I'm a comic book writer, my friends ask me, Elijah, why does manga tell better stories than comic books? Why is anime better than Western storytelling? I have some inferences already, but then I picked up the Manga in Theory and Practice. It is a how to write manga by one of my favorite series, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Probably the most unique and interesting story out there that is nothing like we have in the West. I guess it kind of has some like Chad energy fighting stuff going on. But either way, this has the secret why Japanese authors tell better stories. There are 3 reasons why Japanese tell better stories, or at least we perceive them to tell better stories, because sometimes Japanese stories suck. I bought this book for a joke. It is basically very adult. It is I formed a MILF party with his mom. There's bad books out there too. Japanese authors also have trash. So even the trash, why does it stand out? So the first thing is the structure. He explains a structure called Kisho Tenketsu, which is the introduction, development, twist, and conclusion. And basically, this is different from the 3-act structure, which America follows, which is just basically beginning, middle, and end, right? And the other structure is character structure. We kind of do coolness over character, which is kind of bad. He states this, and I inherently agree, because all of my favorite stories have favorite characters. They're either relatable or just very interesting people. First thing that comes to mind is like Sherlock Holmes and Death Note. For both of those people who are just very interesting, even though they're not very relatable. Manga really focuses and puts an emphasis on creating good characters. Characters are at the core of every story. A lot of Western stories promote plot over character. Think of your favorite movies and comics. What sticks with you the most? It is not usually the plot. It is usually how the characters made you feel, or that they were interesting characters. So that is the biggest one. Make interesting, relatable characters, or just very interesting characters. That is why Spider-Man popped off in the first place. The second thing is, I didn't get to talk about this in my video of comics is eating itself. I meant to, and I forgot to, so I'm making this now, but it is the inspiration problem. Now, a lot of comics are self-referentiational. So, like, for example, Watchmen only exists because it's a take on the superhero genre. Public Domain, which is a great book, but it only exists because of superheroes. There's 2 things here. We have less exposure to manga Japanese tropes, which makes it feel brand new. I'm doing sparkles to show that it feels brand new. It's time for new tropes, or steal from other country tropes to make it feel new. And then the second thing is inspo. The inspiration. So this kind of tags into that. Find inspiration from other places. He says he learned so much from the director of Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock. That is like who changed his life. He takes inspiration from movies and TV shows and puts them through his own lens, which makes something new. That is how all great things have been made. Usually it is a combination of 3 things-ish and made to seem new. So look outside of comic books and stop just taking inspiration inside of comics for comics. Okay, we don't need more superheroes. We need interesting stories. I would love to see some fantasy stories. Personally, I don't see a lot of people making those. I'm kind of a loser, so I also like romance. So there's these undertapped markets that people don't really look into to make new things. And the final thing is, Japanese stories are actually not all better than American stories. This is my interpretation of America, which is Texas. This is Texas because it's really big. Okay. Now, what I mean by this is that how this works is only the best stories are sent to America. I'm going to keep drawing America like this. Basically, only the best stories are translated and only the popular stories are translated. So we just get the highest quality Japanese manga, Japanese shows ingested into our eyeballs. And something that American comics don't do is do the same thing the other way. They don't bring American comic books that do well into other parts of the world. And also they don't do basically anything that has a small following or a cult-like following should be made into a TV show. It's a proven formula to get more people interested in things, as proven by anime. Bring up and amplify the best stories that have a fan base already. It is proven quality, and therefore it should spread and get a bigger following. Spider-Man only really became as popular because they brought him to the movies and to TV shows. Yeah, and that's why Japanese tell better stories. Goodbye now. Don't read my comics in the first link in the description. Just don't do it. They're terrible. Okay, goodbye. See ya. Goodbye.